continuing with the prophecies regarding warnings about the times of distress, what will happen. There will be killings, and we are being warned through visions and dreams to prepare ourselves. This particular dream, again, my son had this dream on the 10th of January 2022. So it was the 10th of January 2022. I titled it Strong Wind, Destroying Humanity and Cannibalism Taking Place. And this actually happened, he had this dream when he was 16, because he's now 18. And in this particular dream, he dreamt that he was with his father, my husband, and they were grabbed by people, that these people were of Chinese origin. So basically these were Chinese that had put them on the boot of a Mercedes-Benz. And putting them on this boot of the Mercedes-Benz, he knew that they were being taken by these people, and these people actually, hence I refer to cannibalism, they were actually eating human beings. And we'll see, as we are being warned, even the scriptures concerning the last days, where people will eat other people, where cannibalism will take place. It has happened before, like I always say, nothing new under the sun. We read about it in the book of Kings. I'm not sure that it was the first Kings or second Kings, where there was an issue where a woman brought a case before the judge and said, as a result of starvation, the king, that this widow brought a case before the king, saying that since the entire earth was going through starvation and famine, they agreed with another woman that on one particular day they were going to cook his son and eat his son so that they can survive. And they did that. They cooked the son and they ate the son. So the following day they were supposed to then eat the other widow's son. And now the first woman is now refusing to give over her son to be cooked. And the king had to judge on the matter. When he heard that, he actually torn his clothes, because he did not realize that the situation in his own land was as dire as that. It had come to the stage where now human beings are eating other human beings in order to survive. I always use the term, the statement, the word, what has been shall be, nothing new under the sun. We are going to also come to the times of cannibalism taking place, but Yahuwah will protect us in those particular times. So as they had, these people had put my husband and my son in the boot of the car, suddenly there was strong wind that came on the earth. And then as the strong wind came, then these people, they got distracted. These Chinese folks that were planning to kill and eat them, they were distracted, and then this gave them an opportunity for my son to then run away from these gentlemen, from these people. I wouldn't call people like other people gentlemen, from these people. And as they were running away, this strong wind was blowing everyone. He then had a voice, my son then had a voice that said, run backwards. Now, it's very strange in this case, if you think about it, that as human beings, you have your power, you have your strength. If you're running in a forward direction, that's normal. That's how we walk, that's how we run. but he specifically heard a voice that said, you must run backwards. So in the same direction, but running backwards. So basically with his back towards the direction where he was running to. Now, as he was running, he also saw very few people that were running in the backwards position, whereas everyone else, like majority of people, were running the normal way of facing forward when you run. And he says there were so many that were running the normal way and so few that were running backwards. And he could tell in the dream that these few that are running backwards, they must have heard the same voice that he had. And he said as he was running backwards, he was looking at the people that were running forward. He says that he saw murderers running on the normal direction. He saw, what is termed like the KKK clan also running in the normal direction. And then he said also what shocked him was that he saw priests, these priests that are wearing these huge garments with these huge heads, like going up like this, which you would typically see like in Catholics or bishops or Anglican, those kind of settings where you will see the priest wearing, or the bishop wearing those long purple or white or red or whatever different colors, white, cream and so forth colors. They were also running in the normal direction like the murderers. They were also running the normal direction like the KKK and everybody else. And he was shocked to say, but they are priests. He would have expected them to hear the same voice that he had, but they were running in the normal direction. And when the wind stopped, he says only a handful that survived, only those that ran in the opposite direction. Everyone that ran in the normal direction, they died. All of them, they were destroyed that were running in the normal direction. It was only those that had the voice to run in the backward direction that survived. It was very, very, very few of them. So the lesson from this prophecy is that we need to be working in discernment. We need to, like I said earlier on, we need to train our ears to hear the voice of the Ruach HaKodesh. We need to train our eyes to see Him when He speaks. We need to train our senses, spiritual senses, to be in tuned to hear when He speaks, when He leads us, because He says He's a good shepherd. He will lead us, He will guide us, He will direct us. And something else to learn is that whatever He tells you, you must do it. These were the same words that Miriam, the mother of Yahushua HaMashiach, told the servants when they came and said that they've run out of oil, they've run out of wine. She said, whatever He tells you, do it. And what He told them, what Yahushua told these servants, did not make sense. He said that they must pour water on these gallons, and then after pouring that water on those gallons, they must bring it to the master of the event, or which was the wedding, the master of the wedding. And he was actually shocked that the water had turned into wine, and this wine was even better than the wine that people had finished. He even said that who does this, because everyone gives out inferior wine in the beginning. When people are drunk, only then gives the good wine, or the other way around, sorry. In the weddings, people, when people are drunk, then the owner of the feast or whatever banquet that will be taking place, they will only then give the inferior wine when people are drunk, because they're not able to tell the taste because they're now drunk. He then said, how come this one You are bringing the good wine when everyone else is drunk at the end of the ceremony. But the lesson there was, it did not make sense when people need wine for Yahusha to say, pour water on the gallons. People don't want water, they want wine. But the lesson there is, whatever he tells you, do it. It did not make sense to Bukhosi when he had the voice that says, run backwards. How do you run backwards? And I guess even to the few people that had the voice, they might have been challenged mentally to say, but it doesn't make sense. But they had to obey the voice that spoke to them. They had to obey. That was the voice of Yahuwah. That was the Spirit of Yahuwah, the Holy Spirit that was telling them, do this unconventional way, but you need to obey. So never lean on your own senses. Never lean on your own ability and say, this is how I know Yahuwah will operate. He will operate in ways that you've never heard before. Whatever he tells you, obey and listen, and you will survive.